Welcome to another edition of the Coach Godwin Show. I'm your host, Coach Karan Godwin, all-time leading scorer at the University of North Florida, also author of that great new book, Everyone Hates a Ball Hog, but They All Love a Scorer. If you have any questions for me, please email me at coachgodwin@jumpstart33.com. And please do log on to jumpstarthoops.com. Subscribe to the podcast show. Today we have a special guest, Coach Tim Springer. Coach, how you doing?
Great. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good. Coach, tell the audience members about yourself and your background and what you actually provide down there in San Antonio.
Okay. Well, I'm actually originally from upstate New York. I played 2 years of junior college basketball down there. Came down to San Antonio from a request from a best friend. Was actually going to continue to play and found coaching. Had a real passion for it. I've been doing it for probably about 7 to 8 years now. Last year we started Spartan Performance Training. My biggest thing is skill development. We provide a lot of one-on-one training from all athletes, from the youngest of ages all the way to professional athletes. We've done some things with the Silver Stars here. Different things, advanced level athletes that are playing in Europe. But basically, our biggest thing is skill development as well as teaching leadership and character.
Oh, definitely. Sounds great. What do you think that kids are lacking today as far as fundamentals or just in basketball, period?
Two biggest things I see, I think, are one, skill development, and two, basketball IQ. There's this big craze that's going on lately with AAU, and no way am I knocking it. I think every kid should be playing AAU and getting exposure. However, the thing is, you got to build your skills along with that. I mean, when you look at a team practice, you're probably going to spend 90% of your practice working on team things, half-court offenses, the trap, working on press breaks, things like that. So you really don't get that opportunity to build your skill the way you need to. So becoming a good shooter doesn't always happen with the team. Becoming a great ball handler doesn't always happen with a team. So I think that's a big lack. You've got to build and expand every year. So when that school season comes, or whatever season comes for you, you've improved your game to some level. And then, of course, basketball IQ. Just being aware of situations, knowing how to read defenses, how to create situations by that read. How can I force this guy to come out on me so that I can pass the ball into the post or whatever it may be. So I would say basketball IQ and skill development.
Well, it's great that you mentioned basketball IQ because, we're dealing with the iPod generation now. A lot of these kids, playing video games and then they're doing other things. We didn't have these options when I was younger. So a lot of these kids have a lot more options. And the thing that I'm excited about is that they also have more resources. They have the internet. They have more basketball instructional DVDs that you can even find on my site, Jumpstart Hoops, and I saw a couple of videos on your site. Basketball IQ is all about the insight of the game, and it goes along with watching the game, but also that skill development. So let's talk about the importance of these kids going out and seeking instruction or an instructor that has this basketball knowledge and able to teach them.
Well, I think it's become a mentorship, and anytime you can have a mentor in anything you're doing, I think you're just that much further ahead of the game. I know what a lot of my players enjoy is I teach them how to, for one, take a look at themselves, which I think a lot of these kids don't understand completely. What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What's my, I like to use the word niche, or, what's my role within my team? What is coach going to need me the most? Because then instead of just going and saying, hey, I worked on ball handling, I worked on shooting, we're helping them put together a program that's designed progressively to have them prepared to achieve their goals and whatever it may be. And then it also kind of forms some accountability as well. I know, if you're going to see this coach, whether it's twice a week or even once a week, next time you see him, he or she's expecting that you worked on the workout that you guys had worked on previously, or if they gave you a home workout to be working on. There's that form of accountability.
Do you recommend these high school players watch more of college basketball, NBA, or a combination of both?
I think you can take something from any basketball you watch. And a perfect example of that is that I have so many people, unfortunately, here in San Antonio where I encourage them to get out to Silver Stars games, and because it's women's basketball, they look down on it. And, you know, women's basketball is probably more fundamentally sound than the NBA.
It is.
Just because of they're not playing over the rim. They have to find a way to earn their shot. So, with that being said, I think we need to watch all, you can learn from anything, be a student of the game, you can learn from watching anything. But I personally, I prefer college. Okay. And maybe that's the coaching me, but, you know, it's completely about execution, team movement, you know, interaction, where NBA becomes more of a one-on-one game.
Yes. Now, what are some of the things that these kids should be looking at when they're watching the college game? And
college, for one, I think is just the intensity. When you look at, you still got kids who, the point guard's still slapping the floor as the point guard's coming down, so they gotta get that defensive stop. I mean, the Final Four is just phenomenal. Like, you know, I love personally a North Carolina Duke game.
Yes.
Because the energy and the intensity that comes out of those players then is phenomenal. And it's all about execution. It's all about the timing of the pass, the screens, things of that nature. As far as NBA, I mean, you can learn a lot from watching just the skill set. You know, you look at Kobe, and Kobe can score probably any way possible he wants to, but he's got certain things that he does every time. You know, and you can kind of learn and see, okay, well, that's where his strengths are. He knows how to go to his strengths in those situations. A lot of what I watch in the finals, too, is how he reacts to the defense. You know, obviously Orlando had a game plan how to guard Kobe every single night. Well, Kobe would get pissed off, and maybe they'd adjust, whether his mid-range game against Courtney Lee or whatever it was, and then maybe they'd start pulling out and setting the screen and roll Paul Gasol. So I think, although one-on-one is not the biggest thing to learn, I think learning the team game is the biggest thing to learn. You can get something from watching guys like Kobe and LeBron and how defenses adjust to them or how they adjust to defenses, things of that nature.
Definitely. If a kid came up to you, a high school kid, and I get emails all the time, all around the world from kids that, you know, want to play at the next level, they want to play in college, what aspect of the game would you encourage them to develop? What is the universal aspect or even character trait that you would encourage them to develop to get a scholarship?
So I think you have to be driven. And I would say, I guess for a basketball player, if there was maybe one thing, being coachable. Being coachable. You have to learn and understand that progression is infinite. There's never a stop in progression. There's never a stop in getting better or learning. If Kobe and LeBron, best players probably in the world, are learning and getting better every single day, then there's no excuse for you not to. And that's half of what got them there anyway.
Well said. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Tim Springer. Coach, it was a pleasure to have you on the show.
Absolutely. I appreciate you having me.
And I have to get you back on the show because you have tons of insight and, you know, just a great interview.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I'd love to anytime you want to. Let's definitely do it. Just contact me. Just for anybody who's a little more interested in finding out more about what we have there too, also, you can go to my website. It's www.spartanpt.com. That's www.spartanpt.com.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, check out his website. That's Coach Tim Springer. Doing a great job in the San Antonio area. Has a Spartan Performance Training Program. Like I said before, log on to jumpstarthoops.com. If you have any questions for me, it's Coach Godwin at jumpstart33.com. That's Coach Godwin at jumpstart33.com. Log on to the website. Until next time, work hard but study harder.